And I was like, well, you know what? This isn't such a big deal because I'll spend the money that I have on a new one to give to him. But if I find it, I get a new toy. And
did you ever find it?
I did. It was hanging.
really?
It was hanging on like the side handle of the car.
Oh, that's like
That's such a
some
good
Toy
spot.
Story.
That's some Toy Story.
I don't remember.
You actually left it at a pizza joint, and it was just trying to get back into
trying
the
to
car. Yeah.
Optimus was like, I'm finally getting out. Yo, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marquez.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
This week, we've got so many headlines to finish up Techtober that we're going to do headlines in a hat. Everyone's favorite game. There is no winner or loser. It's just a game that
Everyone's
we
a
play.
winner.
Everyone's a winner.
The audience is a winner after they subscribe.
But we've put all the headlines that we think are interesting or worth talking about at all this week, and we put them in a hat, and then we're going to pick them out and react/talk about them. So we've got stuff like Android XR, the browser war is coming back, a bunch of things that went down during AWS's outage, including probably the site you're watching this on, pink iPhone updates, and more. So without any further ado, I pick first?
Yeah.
I'll pick first.
Okay.
So much stuff happened this week. It was a struggle. I was like building the script yesterday and I was like, how is it possible that we talk about all of these topics?
Yeah, luckily none of them are gigantic. We can yap enough to make something gigantic.
Well, yeah. The most boring one goes first.
The first draw. Maybe. This is Galaxy XR launch. So I'll give you what's boring about it and I'll give you what's interesting about it.
All right, hit me.
So Galaxy XR, we did a video months and months ago, actually, taking a first look at Samsung's competitor to the Vision Pro. And on one hand, why would you be trying to make a competitor to the Vision Pro if the Vision Pro isn't even doing what the Vision Pro thought it could do? But Samsung's come along and they've made a headset that is premiumly priced, premiumly built, and has almost every equivalent feature you could possibly imagine. It has the same external battery, it has the same look, it has the same glass on the front, but it's made by Samsung and it's running Android XR. So it has a bunch of things that I think make it better than the Vision Pro. Mm-hmm. It might not be as high fidelity, it might not plug into the Apple ecosystem, but it has a YouTube app.
That is important. That is very important.
It has a YouTube app, right?
Wins.
It has working AI features everywhere built into the OS. I actually think this is its best feature. Gemini everywhere, and I saw some demos of it, and they continue to evolve on this where you can talk to Gemini really naturally. I'm probably triggering somebody's right now, but they can say things like, oh, I think all my windows are kind of messy. If you could fix that, Gemini, that'd be great. And it hears that sentence and knows that you're triggering Gemini and will reorganize your windows. So you don't have to say the klutzy, okay, G, do this for me. Like you can kind of just talk and trigger Gemini on occasion, which is nice. Now, that being said, I don't know if there are, things about it that are going to one-up Vision Pro other than the software features being way better. But it is $17.99.
Half the price.
It is half the price of Vision Pro. It is significantly lighter and more comfortable to wear than Vision Pro. And it will plug into your Google ecosystem. So I'm a fan. I'm going to check it out.
Can I ask potentially a stupid question?
Yeah.
Sure.
What is this called? Because I just realized
Galaxy
it's written
XR.
as Galaxy
Yes.
XR, but this says infinite possibilities of XR with Galaxy X AI.
So it's running Android XR software.
Yes.
And the headset is called the Samsung Galaxy XR.
Okay.
That's the headset name.
Yeah.
Cool. It's not Project Muhan anymore.
That's the video. We made the video about Project Muhan, but now we know it's the Galaxy XR. It's $17.99. It is out basically now. They actually have a bunch of software that comes with it, like subscriptions. So if you buy it early, there's an Explorer pack, which comes with 12 months of Google AI Pro, 12 months of YouTube Premium, 3 months of YouTube TV for $1, a season of NBA League Pass, 12 months of Google Play Pass, and a whole bunch of other NFL, Pro Era, Asteroid, Adobe Project, Pulsar, a whole bunch of other.
That sounds like the list of side effects after like a medicine commercial.
It's a bunch of
like, what are we doing?
We're just before buying.
But they're not all at the same time. One of them costs $1.
It's more about the content. Like when you get in this headset, you're like, well, I want to watch. What's it like to watch a NBA broadcast? And you kind of just want to jump in and see what it's like without committing to a whole season. Bam, you jump in. You got a free year of it.
They're definitely just like leading into the content consumption of these things. They're not even trying to be like look at all these other cool things you could do.
I mean, with Vision Pro, that was
Like the dinosaur demo, remember?
Yeah, I mean, what ended up being the things that broke through on Vision Pro were the content consumption.
Exactly.
And that's why they keep pushing all of their special spatial movies and everything. And I keep getting these press releases being like, do you want to come to a special unveiling of this 4-minute experience? And I'm like, no.
No, I don't. I'll do that in my living room.
It's going to be a no for me.
Yeah. I'll just repeat. It has a YouTube app.
Yeah. RIP to Juno, by the way.
Is there still a YouTube VR thing? Remember with like Google Cardboard, if you were watching YouTube, there's like a little cardboard logo. Is that still there?
I think that's still a thing.
Well, this is a thing. So both of these headsets now will natively play back tons of online 360 videos. So if you open the YouTube app and you play a 360 video, which I've uploaded, I think, one ever, you are just placed in the environment. You can look around and watch the video in the environment as it plays out in front of you, which is kind of cool.
That's cool. Is there a persona type thing that they do or no? Any sort of video calling capabilities?
Yes. Now, Apple's personas and we can talk about the Vision Pro in a second, have gotten way more high fidelity and lifelike and have made genuine improvements to look less uncanny valley and more real.
Yeah.
Samsung's are not trying to do that.
They're just doing the opposite.
They are cartoons.
Correct.
They are cartoon characters.
That's what it should be.
No.
Look at, like Fortnite.
That is
Fortnite's
what
the
you
most popular game, and those are cartoonish as hell.
Well, that's Fortnite,
that's a
though.
game.
If I'm on a call with my
Take a video call on Fortnite.
mom or something, or my cousin, I just want to see like, oh, show me your spot, or like, oh, like let's chat about whatever. I don't want to see a cartoon.
No, I'd rather see your face.
I think also when you have to assume that a video call is not all going to be right in XR. So that means half of them will be windows with a real life face and half of them will be cartoon heads.
Sure.
Here's going to be the
same
camps.
thing for
Sorry, finish.
same thing for Vision Pro though. It's either, even though it's more realistic, it's still a weird, this is an actual video and this is a persona.
This is true for Vision Pro and Samsung, but I could just picture like a big group call where someone's like, hey, can you get off the headset? Like, this is serious.
Well, and here are going to be the two camps, right? It's the people that use Memoji as their profile photos will love the Galaxy XR.
Yeah, Cartoon City.
The people who do that, I have no respect for you. I'm sorry. I don't.
Dude,
you have to.
That's like all of my family.
I have no respect for your
all of my family.
They need
There it
to
is.
change.
You heard it here first.
Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
But yeah, there's the gulf in like realism. I kind of feel like they do this because they aren't as good at that. Like I feel like if you could make a really realistic avatar, you would offer that. But because they cannot, they are sticking with a highly customizable cartoon.
It's the safe bet.
It's the safe bet.
Yeah.
Apple has put. This is like Apple's on their third iteration of this. Remember the original personas were
in beta.
Horrible.
Yeah, they're tough.
And they've gotten better and better and better, and they have a whole persona team. Samsung's just, I bet you Google and Samsung don't really think this is going to work out in the next couple of years, right? Like we had the Windows XR headsets that came out during the whole like Windows 11 3D thing or Windows 10 3D. I don't think that Samsung or Google are that sure on that this is going to be the future of computing, and so I don't think they want to commit like a whole team to actually like making photorealistic avatar software.
It's funny because that's kind of where I landed with the Vision Pro review. Is that one of the headlines in the hat?
There is a Vision Pro.
We got M5.
Yeah, we talk about M5 and the new strap and
Then
stuff.
I'll get
so
to
if
it
you want,
when we talk about that.
Okay,
But yeah, that's Galaxy XR. Nothing really else to talk about it with it, right? That's
pretty much
any
it.
other. No,
It's the same.
I
It's
have
the
a
same
question.
cost as the
Okay.
foldable, so there's that.
With the Vision Pro, you gotta get the Fitbit.
Yes.
Same with the Samsung?
Nope.
No.
No.
How?
It's very customizable, the whole like band thing, and it doesn't like fully light seal around your eyes. So with Apple, you're like fitting a light seal thing. This one doesn't have a light seal.
Okay. But it's like in focus and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Wait, for Apple, you just need to do like a face scan with your phone, right?
Yes.
I think go
that's
to
all.
the store.
You do a face scan with your phone, and then
Okay.
you get a size designated for you, which is to give you a somewhat snug fitting light leak cover thing.
And the Samsung is one size fits all.
The Samsung has no cover, so you can kind of just look around and see down and around the room around you, but in front of you is the headsets, and the lenses still move to align with your eyes, and like everything looks sharp, and the sizing of the whole headset is fairly customizable, but it's one size fits all.
I have one more question. As someone who has spent an inordinate amount of their life in Vision Pro.
Yes.
This one is $1,800.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how does it compare build quality? Have you gotten to wear it yet? You did.
Yeah, we wore it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how does it compare fit and
So,
finish?
I mean, the funny thing about comparing it to Vision Pro is it's kind of not a good comparison. It does everything else the same as Vision Pro, but it's made of plastic like a Quest. Like it's built way more like a Quest. So it's way lighter. I think the thing that kind of just holds onto your forehead is like pretty nice and snug and comfortable and soft enough, and then it wraps around your head, and the weight distribution with some of the battery on the back of your head, it's just way, way better to wear for a long time.
The actual goggles are aluminum, though, right?
I got to pick them up again, but I don't think they are. I think it's glass on the front, and then the rest is plastic, which is it's good for weight. It doesn't mean it's going to hold up when dropping as well, I guess, as aluminum. But
Good question.
I just want to. There is a light seal for the XR. There's an available light seal.
an available light seal, but by default, okay, that's actually true. Yeah, you can pop one on.
Yeah,
but
you can pop
by
one on.
default, you don't seem to need one.
It looks like metal to me, but who knows?
Okay, I have another question before we hop off this topic.
Mm-hmm.
As the person who sits next to Ellis while he is in this VR world using the Vision Pro in like multiple monitors, can this have multiple monitors like a computer?
That's a good question. I had not gotten to try that. I would be willing to bet that you could get displays to show up on it from a computer, but it wouldn't be as easy as like tapping a button next to your Mac. I'm betting you'd need specific software to make that work. But I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to get a review device for this so we can actually mess with it.
As of the last time I used the Vision Pro, you still could not do multiple monitors on it. You could have one monitor.
They have the
Yeah.
widescreen now.
Still true.
Ultra widescreen.
My last question, because the thing that kept me out of the Vision Pro,
Besides the weight.
I never really had a problem with the weight. I guess I'm just like built like an F1 driver, you know what I mean? Like just like
Flex.
trading out the but
I could see it.
it was the heat. It was like which I guess makes me not built like an F1 driver.
It kind of blows hot air into your eyes.
I just got so schwitzy in the Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Did you have similar experiences in the Samsung XR?
So we'll get to the new Vision Pro. The Samsung XR, no.
It's been so long.
when you
since
don't
we
have the
used
light
it.
seal, it's more breathable.
way more
like
open.
On your eyes can breathe.
Your eyes can breathe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And I didn't stress test it or game or do mirrored displays for hours at a time. So maybe it would get hotter if I did that sort of thing. But I imagine because it's more open, it wouldn't be a problem.
Did your face feel hot on Meta Quest Pro? Because that's more similar to the
Quest
openness.
Pro or
Quest Pro.
3?
Not saying
It's closer to Quest Pro.
weight, but
The
like in
shape.
terms of
I don't.
well, and the lack of seal.
To be honest,
and openness.
I couldn't have as long sessions in Quest Pro, not Quest 3, but
Quest
Quest,
Pro,
Pro,
yeah.
because it was just so much less, it focused so less well
Okay.
that like I would get headaches from eye strain, which I don't remember ever feeling eye strain on the Vision Pro. I'm trying to remember. I think Quest 3 was like a little better, and I do remember heat being a problem on Quest 3 because I was using it for those long sessions. But Quest 3 is a bunch of other issues that just make it frustrating for long sessions.
Well, yeah, and it's sealed around your. That's why I was asking. It's more Quest Pro is more similar to like Galaxy XR because if you're not using the light seal, it's open.
Right. Yeah, for Quest 3, I taped a bunch of microfiber cloths around my
No
face because
way.
I don't like the
Seeing the room light? around
no,
you?
like I don't want MR. I want VR.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
Cool.
All right.
You
Well,
want to pick one, David?
yeah. Glad we got the most boring topic out of the way first.
I don't know. I think there's one other one on here that might be more boring.
Pink iPhone update.
It's that
Now
one.
we're talking.
It's that one.
Gate
Now
time,
we're
baby.
talking.
Okay,
right.
this is really, it was a conspiracy theory at first, right? And then it kind of just surfaced a little bit more from one or two people doing this.
I've got the timeline downline if you want me to.
right, run
if you
through.
want me to. Okay.
What is the pink
Run it
iPhone?
back.
So there was an update last week, but we didn't bring it up because it was. For those who missed 2 weeks ago, there was a Reddit post about a guy whose orange iPhone 17 Pro Max looked like it was turning pink. And
Rose gold, as he would say.
rose gold. I don't know. I
Unfortunately,
agree
they
with
did
that.
say rose gold.
It looks
Well, that person then made another post with a couple more pictures, mostly just replying that he was mad that no one believed him without providing much more context. So it was like, okay, this didn't feel like much of an update. Since then, we've gotten a new TikTok video where somebody has the same issue and another Reddit post where someone has the same issue where they're explaining a little better and also have video of it. And through all of that, just, now we have 3 examples. 9to5Mac decided to make an article about why it might be happening. There's still no, this is definitely why it happened, but we have the idea of why it might be happening. And some of these, it's pink. Your boy's real pink.
It's like hot pink.
I think it's
it's pretty dramatic.
The drasticness of it is why I was like, I don't know if I fully believe this.
I kind of want that.
It's pretty cool.
What happens to the blue one?
That's what I also
Does it
was
turn
wondering.
green?
Well, here's the thing. Here's what 9to5 thinks is happening. And if you wanted to test it, you could try.
Yeah.
But basically, potentially using cleaner that involves bleach or hydrogen peroxide is one of the things that Apple tells you not to do
Yeah.
on cleaning material like this.
Because of the anodization layer.
Yes.
Which is exactly what we predicted.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not that much of an update, but this is potentially why it's happening. If we wanted to test it out, I guess we could try and
Why
turn
did this
a phone
person
pink.
wipe their phone with hydrogen peroxide?
We don't know.
That's-
They have not said that they did that. And I think it's hydrogen peroxide inside of the cleaner. It doesn't have to be straight hydrogen peroxide.
I have a lot of that in my apartment.
We should take Marquez's orange iPhone and divide it into 4 quadrants and
start
clean one of them
cleaning.
with bleach, one of them with hydrogen peroxide.
Did I
one of
show
them
you?
with normal
Marquez's
cleaner.
iPhone is already nuts. He put us. Do you want to describe your current?
I put an Area 51 dbrand skin on it, and then I decided I didn't apply it very neatly, and I was like, I'll start over, I'll try again, and I tore it off. And halfway through tearing it off,
More than halfway.
Yeah, way more than that.
70%.
78% into tearing it off, I thought it looked kind of cool like that. So
You just looked over from your desk and you were like, I think I like this. And I'm like, what, the orange phone? You're like, no, this like D brand look. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not done taking it off. And you're like, yeah.
It looks like for audio listeners, like when Venom starts taking over, and
Yeah.
like half of his face has like the black
That's
web
cool.
stuff. Yeah, it's pretty.
I think
sick.
that's cool. I've had this thought before. I've been taking skins off of things before and thought it looked sick. And then I always just finished taking it off. This time I'm like, this is a look now. This is a 1 of 1 skin.
You better not take my skin off.
This that would be a 1 of 1 skin as well. So yeah, I'm sticking with that.
Yeah, part of me wants to half dip an iPhone in like hydrogen peroxide and see if you can get like
I have a
half
ton
pink
at home
phone.
if we want to do it.
Yeah, Zach could do that.
I have a ton of hydrogen
Somebody
peroxide.
needs to try this. But yeah, that's kind of the update. It's
That's
not
the
too
thing,
much.
though.
But there's multiple videos now, which I do think helps solidify that
Sure.
maybe this isn't a prank.
Sure, but also whenever I think about gates with iPhones or any phone, I just think about how realistic is this for the average person. Like when the iPhone 6 Plus started folding under a not that much pressure, it was like theoretically someone could sit on it with their back pocket. Somebody could accidentally bend their phone, and that would actually be kind of a big deal. Or the what was it, the 4S or 5 antenna gate? Which one was that?
That was the 4S.
4S,
I think.
Where if you hold the phone in a certain way,
Yeah.
which some
Wrong.
people really held it
Cover
that
the
way, you'd
antenna.
cover the antennas and you'd actually have worse signal.
Those people are wrong.
Those are real-ish gates because that could affect you with regular use.
Right.
How many people are regularly cleaning their phone with like an alcohol-based solvent all the time to the point where their phone starts
not
changing
even
colors?
alcohol-based.
Yeah,
It's
a
more specific
hydrogen
than that.
peroxide, like ultra industrial strength cleaner. Like I bet you
Dexter.
could.
I was gonna say
I bet you could dip your orange iPhone in there and it would change colors. But is that a gate?
Well,
Is
also,
that really
my
a
question,
thing?
because we don't know what this guy did to get it to turn this way, but
Right.
my question is, if that is truly the reason,
Then we should see other phones.
why was he wiping his phone with hydrogen peroxide or a similar chemical?
Exactly.
So I know
It
there
depends
are
on the
people-
cleaner you buy. Yeah.
He could have been like not wiping his phone, but doing other things, and his hands had like residue of hydrogen peroxide, and then go back, or
Yeah,
like whatever he was using, bleach.
Can I throw one more wrench in all this for all the still conspiracy believers?
Okay.
Okay, the second Reddit post has 650 upvotes, 379 comments. The person who posted responded a bunch, but for some reason, when you click his profile, it says there doesn't seem to be anything here, despite having 9,000 post karma, 2,000 comment karma, but it won't show any of his posts or comments or anything.
Is that because he
11-year
private
club.
or something?
Yeah, it's set to private.
I thought it would say private.
I think
We should
I'll
do
just
another
bring
one.
in. I'll bring in all my film development chemicals.
Yeah,
We'll dip a bunch of phones,
we'll have a gate.
and we'll create our own gate.
We'll get all
There we go.
the clicks.
You said it this time. Create.
I like to put
Create
it
the
next
gate.
to the mic so you can hear the
It's the headlines in the hat.
yeah.
for the audio
These are the
listeners.
headlines. They are in a hat.
Apple
Perfect.
Glass.
Apple TV.
Oh.
Formula One.
Oh.
Very quick.
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, so Apple TV officially announced they are the exclusive partner of Formula One in the US for the
saw
next
that.
5 years, starting in 2026.
5 years?
Yep.
Long
This is
time.
like this thing where I think is usually like most people hate stuff like this, and I totally agree. I hate exclusivity on like a platform that you might not give a damn about paying for to watch sports.
To clarify, are you talking about Apple TV, the hardware, Apple TV, the app,
the
or Apple
subscription.
TV, the subscription service?
Just the Apple
service.
TV.
You can only watch it on the physical Apple TV app. Yeah, sorry.
So,
The
okay.
subscription service is now going to be the only way you can watch Formula One
Yeah.
in the US.
Yeah.
Starting
David
next
was just
year.
making fun of their branding.
No. Technically, the hardware is called the Apple TV 4K.
The new one.
Technically,
new
I don't
one.
think. I think it's the only one they make right now.
Thanks, Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks.
Wait, so they just
So
bought the
really,
whole
it's your
sport
fault.
Yeah, they bought the whole sport in the US.
in the US?
It
the
makes
US.
total sense. The Formula One movie they made was great. It did really, really well. You know,
Marquez said it was predictable.
Yeah, but
Well-
it was fine.
it probably made a ton of money,
Yeah.
which is all they give a damn about.
Yeah.
So this makes a lot of sense. I still think exclusivity sucks. They are providing some coverage for free for everyone, limited to select races and possible practice sessions, which is hilarious because if you
Wow.
watch F1, FP1, FP2, FP3 are like 3 sessions that happen that
I mean, nothing.
you know do pretty much nothing. I'm sure people enjoy watching it, but it's usually like testing out balance and tires and stuff like that on the car.
Can watch it on
and
YouTube.
It means nothing to the actual standings.
Okay.
So saying that some of that happened is like cool. You could get a bunch, and I'm just waiting for the like select race they do to be like Japan that happens at 2 a.m. in the U.S. and nobody can watch it anyways. For anyone wondering, there used to be a subscription service called F1 TV, which was a way you can get a ton of different angles and broadcasts and stuff like that. That will just be baked into the Apple TV subscription for next year, which is good news.
Did they buy it?
I don't know if it's just now the subscription service that was showing stuff like Sky Sports will be inside of.
Because wasn't a big part of the F1 app itself like that you can have your own configuration on what angles you wanted to watch?
It's
and all
just
those
different
things?
like feeds.
Yeah, different feeds, but you can like customize how you wanted it to look.
I don't know exactly that, but weirdly, this works out great for me because right now I'm paying for cable for hockey and Formula One. That's all I care about, and cable sucks and is expensive.
Are you going to cut the cable?
I'm gonna cut cable next year, and I also have not watched a single Apple TV show or movie because I don't have it,
So
and I've
you're
never
looking
logged
at
in.
that as like a new
I'm looking at it as now I can cut cable, get an app for hockey, and have Formula One on Apple TV, and finally get to watch all of the things. This is the most niche
This is boy
like
math,
benefit.
baby.
Yeah. This is
boy
male
math.
math. Yeah. So it works great for me.
I have a story.
Yeah.
Okay, this is related to you thing. When I was like 12, I borrowed this Transformer toy from my friend, and then I lost it. And
Not good.
I decided to do boy math. And I was like, well, you know what? This isn't such a big deal because I'll spend the money that I have on a new one to give to him. But if I find it, I get a new toy. And that's,
Did you ever find it?
I did. It was hanging.
really?
It was hanging on like the side handle of the car.
That's like
That's such a
some
good
Toy
spot.
Story.
That's some Toy Story.
I don't remember.
You
finding
actually
that.
left it at a pizza joint, and it was just trying to get back into
trying
the
to
car. Yeah.
Optimus was like, I'm finally getting out.
But it's the same thing. It's like you wouldn't have Apple TV, but you're like, actually, I'm glad because now I get to
Yeah.
watch the Apple TV shows.
No,
It's just like how I spend like
got your ass.
$17 a month on League Pass and another $10 a month on YouTube, or I guess more like $2 a month on YouTube Premium
For now.
So if I just spend $1,800 on the Samsung XR, I can stop paying for them.
I get 1 year of free YouTube Premium.
I will
Does
say
that math out? Does it math out?
No, not even close.
Well, the 1 year of League Pass, 1 year of, let's say you cancel all these subscriptions because you're getting them for free now. You get a year of League Pass, you get a year of, what was it? YouTube Premium
and Gemini.
and Gemini Pro.
and 3 months of something for $1.
Yeah,
And-
it could be decent.
and sleep apnea.
The old boy math, yeah.
Remember that really cool like F1 concept Vision Pro app that has like the track and everything? People are hoping that like that might be a really cool way of doing all of this inside there, and that maybe with the exclusivity for 5 years we could see something like that. Sounds awesome. Can't imagine wearing Vision Pro for an entire race. That sounds miserable.
Unless you're the driver.
Yeah.
Races can be pretty long.
They're pretty long, but
Yeah.
that would be so sick. That would be the best
would be
vantage
really
point.
cool.
The one extremely niche thing that I can say is now that I've been to an F1 race, it's really hard to pick one vantage point. Like the broadcast is the best vantage point to watch a race, and if you're at the race, you can watch one corner basically. So if you can find a corner, but then you can also turn around and see a TV with the broadcast, then you can watch the race and watch the cars at the same time.
There are some points in a race that have that. In the grandstands, there'll be like a TV, but
Right.
like you really can go on some corners where you're just in like a field.
But I think the ultimate vantage point is the Vision Pro concept, which is you can watch the broadcast and look down at a little mini map of where all the cars are on the track at the same time. That's sick.
I can't wait for the race where there's just like a group of 20 people in Vision Pro and like lawn chairs at one random corner off to the side of, yeah.
Yeah.
Apple has been eating up all of these like niche sports broadcasts.
I
in
can't
the
believe you
US.
just called Formula. Okay, thank
What
you.
you mean
I-
baseball? Are you talking about baseball?
Formula One, the
niche.
niche
Do they
sport.
have
Niche sport.
exclusive rights to
Yeah, they have
MLB?
MLB. Yeah, they have MLB.
Not exclusive. Not exclusive.
That's what I'm saying.
1 day a week.
Oh no, yeah, I mean exclusive. Like MLS, you can only watch it on Apple TV.
What's MLS?
Major League Soccer?
He only
Now
watches
F1.
Premier League.
Well, Premier League is everywhere.
I
There's
know.
no way they're gonna.
That's
buy
what
Premier
David
League.
watches.
But MLS is Apple. Now F1 is Apple. I think they're gonna eventually add NHL. That's the next biggest sport from the bottom up.
It's not worth it. I love hockey, but it's not making enough money for Apple.
Yeah.
They'll have to make an Apple TV NHL show.
It's not
and
for
then-
money. They're just trying to get the content so people will subscribe.
All right.
That's actually true. They should get Ultimate Frisbee.
I just want to say
NASCAR.
back in the Vive days with HTC, HTC Vive. Okay, HTC partnered with Valve, and Valve is big on Steam stuff, and they made a VR Dota thing where you could watch live pro Dota games in VR. And you could like spin the map around and zoom in on things that were happening, and it was super sick. And it existed for like 3 months. I want that. 'Cause
That sounds cool.
You guys have your niche sports. I need my niche sport.
Just call esports niche.
Dota. Dota's not that niche.
Dota just copied
I've heard
League
of
of
Dota.
Legends, so
Nope. I'm gonna riot.
that's at
I'm
least
gonna
20
riot
comments. That's
games.
20 free engagement
I'm
points.
gonna riot games. Okay.
Oh god, they're all stuck together.
Should this be? That was 3 so far. 4. We have 10
3.
total.
All right.
What's
I've
that?
got another topic, headline in a hat. Oh,
Oh shoot.
OpenAI Atlas. The browser wars are so back, and by that I mean another Chrome wrapper.
Yeah, baby.
No, it's kind of interesting. OpenAI drops Atlas, their browser, this past week.
Yesterday.
I notably have been, how do I say, in the market for a new browser lately. Unfortunately, Arc is still the best browser.
It is
I
the best
hate
browser.
every time I say it. It sounds worse because it's even more and more out of date. But Arc is still the best browser.
It is.
But I'm giving all these new browsers a shot, and the reason I have all these browsers to give a shot is because all these browsers are adding AI sidebars and agentic AI features, etc., to them.
Yeah.
One by one, Chrome does it. Perplexity's new browser, they have
Comet.
this stuff. Dia, they have this stuff along the side. And now another one. ChatGPT themselves, OpenAI, they have their own browser. It's literally called ChatGPT Atlas.
Yeah,
So what did I do? I downloaded it.
that's right.
I installed it.
That's right.
It's Mac OS only. I set it up.
So far.
I know, unfortunately.
They said other
so
platforms
far.
coming soon.
So far.
This company is worth trillions.
They
of
want
dollars.
$1
Why
trillion
can't they do two
and they
apps?
can't.
I know. Give them a second, guys. They're working on the slop
They're a
AI
lean team. They're a
lean
scrolling
team.
app. Give them a second. But I try it. It's I mean, I'd used Dia the most lately out of these browsers, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I haven't used the agentic features nearly as much, and to those who are that much in the weeds, this
still
is
don't.
probably a differentiator.
I don't know, man.
But just because ChatGPT is like the biggest player in this market, next to what Chrome and Gemini, obviously, people are willing to hear it out. And so I'm giving it a shot, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't have sidebar features, doesn't sync with any mobile app. There's only Mac OS. There are plenty of things missing from it. I don't think extensions even work yet, but it's built on Chromium, so theoretically that's coming soon. Browser wars are back.
Yeah, it's just Dia. It's just Dia.
Which is just Chrome.
Which is like the argument that
And-
Dia is just a browser
Which is
with
just
ChatGPT
Perplexity.
inside. It's like both of them
Yeah,
are just
that's
the other
true.
ones. It's the
They're-
Spider-Man meme of just like pointing at each other.
because Dia literally is just a ChatGPT Chrome,
Yep.
and ChatGPT Atlas is also.
Do you want to hear the psycho behavior I've been using apps or browsers lately? When I'm like researching a video, I have what's this called again? Arc. I have Arc's my main browser.
Yeah, on the left.
On the left, and I'm doing most work in Arc with the writing. But then on the right, I have an instance of Dia open, which is where I'm like messing with the tools and researching and finding links and messing around there. And I always have a tab open with ChatGPT. If I ever want to reference anything that I'd done in ChatGPT before, I can always have that ChatGPT tab open because I can ask new queries of it, but I want to find a history of it.
Oh,
Atlas is basically just that tab again.
That's your browser.
So you can, when you pull up the sidebar in Atlas, it's just your ChatGPT history.
Yeah.
And so it's just that tab, but expanded, and now it's the whole browser.
Yeah.
So now I'll have Atlas open on the right and Arc open on the left.
Yeah.
And I was trying to main Arc or main Atlas. God, these are so hard to keep track.
Yeah.
And I mained it for like a day and a half, and now I'm back on Arc. But
It came out yesterday afternoon.
Isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't Arc have a side-by-side thing? Couldn't you just
It does.
do that in Arc?
I can side by side, but I want to
but you want
write
Dia.
full screen.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a process.
No, I get what you're saying because like my ideal research setup as well is a Google Doc window on the left with an Arc and then Dia on the right. Because when I'm doing the research on the right window,
all the messy
I
tabs and
sometimes
all
like to ask questions about the page and then double check it, which takes too much time. But it, anyway. So now there's this. I see what they're doing. Okay, like the reason they launched a browser is because these models get better the more context they have about you, and Google automatically has all of the context possible about you with Chrome.
Yep.
They have all your Google accounts. They have everything you've ever searched, all this stuff. So
every website you've ever gone to,
right?
All the frequencies and the tendencies you have online. All of it.
So OpenAI thinks, if we want to make this like true digital personal assistant that knows everything about you, it should know everything you've ever searched and blah, blah, blah. A roadblock that I ran into yesterday is that my brain is not wired to talk to the browser naturally. It's wired in SEO. So I like searched the name of a restaurant near me. It was like D Greenpoint or whatever. But the thing about Atlas is that the search bar, the default search bar page, is just ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So if you search it in SEO language that's not natural language, it doesn't know what to do with that. And now we're facing the opposite problem that we used to have when the boomers didn't know how to Google things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot.
I'm the boomer.
And ChatGPT has a search function built in, but it's not quite just like Googling something.
Yeah.
So often I'll just Command T and just type 3 words because I'm just trying to Google something real quick and find a link.
Yeah.
And when you do that in these browsers, it tries to do a search in the LLM for it. It just doesn't
and
use,
it takes
it's not
longer.
useful.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
good.
So I'm rewiring a little bit too.
The one really useful feature that I see from this is that you can ask it to pull up a tab that you don't remember what the website was just based on what it was. So you can say, can you pull up that page that I was looking at last week that had this on it? And it will try to find through your search history and use the contextual information from your search history to bring that back up.
Useful.
That is probably the most useful thing that
Just build
it
that
has.
into Arc.
Dude.
Okay, wait. I have three really quick things. Okay, one, God, I love Firefox, and I'm so glad I don't have to do what you morons
You don't
are
think
doing.
it's next? You don't think Firefox is next?
Two,
Coming for you.
is it not funny that both of you somehow have turned into a Arc on the left, Dia on the right, and that the company makes both of them? Probably should have just thought about making them one singular thing.
Yep.
Three, the biggest winner of all of this is that same company who's just making what this OpenAI thing was. They're selling to a company who
that is pretty funny.
Bought it for what, $700 million?
It was 610 million.
The browser company was acquired right before all these.
No, actually,
no.
it gets better. The acquisition went through yesterday, which is the same day that ChatGPT Atlas came
probably
out.
Released the thing that they just bought.
And Perplexity Comet just went public, like massive, like it was invite only or whatever, and that
and they
also
opened
dropped
up.
yesterday.
And also, Claude released a desktop app.
Web desktop app, which they have a cool feature that if you double tap the caps lock button, it turns on the voice input mode.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's interesting. I want that for everything.
I like that idea.
So it kind of just Atlas, ChatGPT Atlas. But by the way, Horrible name, but really good branding idea.
Really good branding.
Because normies know ChatGPT. They would not just know Atlas. They would not know Atlas GPT. Really good branding, even though it's horrible branding. It's also good branding.
Good logo too.
It looks like the
didn't see
Telegram icon.
I thought ChatGPT was terrible branding, but here we are. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it.
It
I know,
is
it's
terrible
weird.
branding,
But
but
it
it's
somehow broke
so
through.
popular.
It somehow broke
That is
through.
just the signal end.
It looks like
there
the
a
Telegram.
Copilot.
It does look like a
Look, see here. Look, it feels to me like this was a bit rushed. You know, I think they've been working on this for a very long time. The reports of them building a browser have been going on for like 11 months or so. Is when these reports first dropped. But it still feels like they rushed this out because it doesn't have that many feet. Like it's just Dia with like a couple extra little things, and then it tries to focus a lot on the agentic mode, which you still can't really convince me that anyone finds super useful.
There's like a tiny, extremely vocal minority that loves the agentic part, but they are like at the bleeding edge.
Yeah,
It's most people don't.
yeah,
use it.
it's a cool idea, but I don't know. I think that they were just worried that if Anthropic came out with like a Claude browser quicker, or if it's really probably Chrome that they're all scared of. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm wondering how much market share this gains. Like they have such insane brand awareness, and if they were to put this in ChatGPT and say download the ChatGPT browser, I think this would pop off pretty quick.
I've been trying to learn a lot of new things in the past few weeks. I'm trying to teach myself Blender. I'm trying to finally get my Python scripting together. I'm trying to like incorporate all these new skills into my life lately. And so I've been spending a lot of time on the internet, like learning these things, right?
That's crazy.
And I know I sound like a broken record. I know I say this once a week, and I'm sorry for everyone that's tired of hearing me saying it. But I just cannot overstate how much Google ruined their own product with AI overview, because I'm Googling things so much to like learn these things.
Yeah.
100% of the time, the AI overview is wrong at this point. Like I never, ever get anything useful. And lately it's been so far away from being right. Like, I don't know if mine is just poisoned by my search history or something, but like it's getting to the point where like, if I need to Google like, as like a practice thing, I've been building this like weather app that pulls weather data from an API.
You're talking my language.
It's like constantly getting Fahrenheit and Celsius mixed up. Like I'll be like, what's wrong with this code? And it'll be like, it'll be like, well, clearly it's 100 degrees Celsius today. And it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, anyway, this is all to say, someone who doesn't normally reach for AI tools, have literally just stopped Googling stuff. Like, and just go straight to Claude. Because I waste so much time forgetting that the first thing I see is the AI overview. And I think we need to give Google credit for creating the need for AI browsers by literally ruining their own product so hard. And again, I know I say this every week, but I just think I've never seen a company release something so bad in my entire life as AI overview.
Have you heard of Humane?
This is so much worse
Oh, you
than
mean
the
HP?
Humane pin. It's
HP?
so much worse.
HP Humane Pin. Yeah. You know what's funny about that is that Google used to be good, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day. Okay.
It was good like last year.
Yeah. It was better. Yes. It was better. Over time, as they realized that they needed to make more and more ad dollars because of enshittification, it just got more and more and more bloated with like worse results, sponsored posts, all these ads, all this stuff. Right now, in the, LLM era, we are in this nice little, perfect little box where you can talk to it and there's no ads and it just gives you the clean information. It's probably wrong, but it gives you the clean information. We will get to the point where it is just Google, but in natural language, but it would also be just as bad because it's going to have sponsored results. It's going to have ads everywhere. It's going to get worse. Just remember that when you go into sleep.
I would even take ads if it meant that it was right 10% more time of the time. Like 100% of the time I take a coding answer from AI overview, it's wrong. 100% of the time it has anything to do with actual information.
Yeah.
It is wrong.
Can you not turn that off? Wait.
No, you can't turn off
You
AI
can
overview.
press a button every single time you go to Google and use the web mode.
Or you can download a Chrome extension that like blocks it from showing it. Like there's a bunch of ways. I don't use Chrome, so maybe that's why. Maybe if I used Chrome AI
Use
overview,
Chromium.
I use Safari.
Oh. WebKit.
the best browser.
Speaking really quickly, this is a slightly off topic. I just wanted to say really quickly. I was on Amazon yesterday, bought a product. It said people also bought, and it listed 3 products. 2 of the 3 products, it said sponsored. So it was like, so people didn't bought.
Yeah, they bought they bought that spot to put their product in.
I was like, you can't say people also bought and then say
Amazon can do
we're
whatever the hell it
just shoving
wants.
these. I was like, what?
Yes.
There are no rules on Amazon.
Yeah, that's fair. It's shovelware. All right, well,
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Because we can go 5, 3, 2.
I've also never said thank you to Sam Altman before.
I never will.
Because I don't normally have a reason to, but thank you for dropping that on a Tuesday.
Oh,
so that we
I'll
can
give him
actually
that.
talk about it.
True.
Okay. Liquid ass tint iOS 26.
This is a beta feature.
Yes. So this is very funny. And I destroyed my phone for this, so you guys better be grateful. But in iOS beta 26.1, developer beta 4, they have added an option to tint the liquid glass.
And it's not even buried in accessibility settings. This is a mainline setting.
Some mainline
display setting, liquid glass tint.
Liquid glass tint. So there's clear,
Yeah.
which is what we've always
default.
had. The deep, well, it's not what we always had because what we had before was even more clear.
Yeah.
This is slightly more opaque. Now we have a tinted mode, which is almost completely back to iOS
It's just flat frosted.
18 or whatever.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. There's like a 5% opacity.
It's white at 90% opacity, like 90% total opacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can barely see a little
There
bit
is
from behind.
a little bit. So I'm sticking with clear for now because I sort of like the effects. My question is this for accessibility and the people who are complaining about not being able to read, or is it for the battery life? Because I know that they were having trouble with like the occlusion and the rendering.
It's a good question, actually.
But I'm also wondering, when you set up a new iPhone, once they actually ship this, will it ask you if you want clear or tinted when you set up the phone?
That I think that's really interesting.
That's going to be an interesting user flow.
That should be a question you get asked in the setup process.
I agree, but
It won't.
I don't think they will do that.
I also agree with that.
It's just funny because if they're giving you the option to use tinted, I mean, I'm glad to have more options. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
But they're just their whole Shazam at that show was like, wow, this is our new thing. You
Yeah.
know? And now they're just like,
I kind of wonder if that's a
unless you
battery
don't
thing.
want it.
I hadn't considered that until you said that, but you know, the glass and all the rendering and all the effects and everything having a pretty serious effect on battery life.
Yeah.
Maybe on especially older phones with smaller batteries. If this is going to, someone should do the test.
I think it was pretty much confirmed that was like
That this will make
really
a
causing
meaningful-
not changing this, but previously in the first liquid glass beta,
Right.
you guys were getting batteries tanked.
Yeah.
because
Which
it
I
was, like,
believe,
new
but it was
rendering.
just harder to attribute it to specifically just this effect because the beta had so many new things. Now it's just one. Now that it's one toggle, and I can go full on liquid glass everywhere.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to say, sorry. Now that it's just one toggle, someone should
Yeah.
have 2 phones. One has a toggle clear, one has a toggle tinted,
Yeah.
and see what sort of a
there's-
difference. That's a free short idea for someone
true.
to make. How much of a difference does this make to battery?
We could do that.
my conspiracy theory.
No, here's why I don't do that. I'll actually
Yeah.
tell you why I do not. I don't do most benchmark battery tests because I don't believe that. I mean, they're decently useful, but I don't believe any of them will inherently be able to tell me what my battery experience will be like.
Yeah.
I can look at, like, obviously I have a pretty good sense now from using phones for a long time. For a couple of days, like, this is going really well, this is going really poorly, how good is the battery? But certain chips and certain softwares and certain OSs, they all handle things so differently. If you just do video playback, your winner will be the one that optimizes the best for video playback. If you just do benchmarking until the phone dies, yours will be the one that draws the least power at max load. If you just do like using a phone like regularly, I've noticed a lot of OnePlus phones that even though they don't have the best battery, they're very aggressive with killing background tasks. So they don't have the biggest batteries, but they last forever because they're constantly killing background tasks. I don't see any single battery benchmark that can account for all of my usage of a phone, so I don't do battery benchmarks.
Yeah.
But someone should do this one for this one
but
feature.
it's not going to be me.
Yeah.
You can do that now if you want. That
Yeah.
was sort of a big deal.
Liquid glass.
You can also do it on Mac, which is interesting.
That's what I'm excited for.
Oh, is that
I'm
also
glad
in
they
the
added
beta?
it.
Yeah.
I kind of like the clearness on the Mac, though.
Yeah, me too.
Although
Chills.
I don't like the top bar being clear now.
I love it. You don't like that?
Not as much.
Change your wallpaper, change your life.
Well, I do, but look at this top bit of my wallpaper, how it like cuts through the text. Before it was obscured. Anyway,
I'm realizing I need to upgrade my operating system. Looking at both of you guys.
Get on Tahoe. No, you don't need to get on Tahoe. It's not actually that bit different, but
okay.
Anyway, we should take a quick break. We got a bunch more headlines in this hat that we should get to, but before we get to that, trivia time.
Trivia, dude.
Guys, coming up, we have a story about this week's. I don't even remember when it was.
One of the
weeks.
The
AWS outage.
Oh, yeah, that was last week.
So
that was
today's
last week?
Was that this week? Oh, Sunday night. So it was this week.
That was this week.
Yeah, this week. Go ahead.
Fun fact. Sometimes when I am walking through Lower Manhattan and I walk by a pickleball court that has people between the ages of 28 and 38 playing pickleball on it.
That exists.
I will look at my
You sure it's
phone.
not 28 to 88?
No. And they look techie. I will look at my phone and just say really loudly, "Oh my God, AWS is down." And they will always stop playing pickleball and freak out. Works every time.
so funny.
So good.
But guys, in related, today's question, I lied. It's actually not about AWS.
Or
my
pickleball?
story. It is about Spider-Man. What is the name of the alien species referenced by Andrew when he compared Marquez's debranded patina to Venom from Spider-Man 3?
Oh, there's an actual name.
What is the name of the alien species that Venom is a part of? And I will accept the common name or the deep nerd name.
Oh.
And if you can get both, I guess that's 2 points.
Do you even know what it is?
I don't watch kids' movies.
He said it, not me.
At Andrew Manganelli.
Quality rage bait. We're going to get plenty of comments. Well played. Well, I definitely don't know the answer, but we'll see if maybe David knows it at the end.
Well, I guess you didn't see the wild robot then.
David, no!
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We have more headlines and we still have the hat. So, Andrew?
Not bad. I expected disaster.
All right. What do
For
we got
audio
here?
listeners, Marquez was wearing the hat and took it off without dropping any of the
great.
papers.
I was very impressed by it. What I wasn't impressed by was the AWS outage that took out much of the internet this week.
Called it. Let's go.
That was fun. How long did that last?
It was like almost a full day.
Wow.
It was the evening of Sunday into like Monday afternoon.
I remember the next morning listening to like the NPR morning news or whatever, where they just kind of talk about the biggest stories, and they were like, a whole bunch of sites were down yesterday with AWS, and it made us really think about how many sites depend on AWS. I was like, don't we have this conversation every,
every time
6 months when
Yeah.
AWS goes down for 3 hours? We all go, wow.
Well, the irony was that YouTube had gone down like 2 days
That's
prior.
what I was remembering. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Here's the funny thing. I noticed the YouTube outage way more than the AWS outage because I was trying to watch. I was actively about to watch YouTube stuff and it
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah.
The AWS stuff took down. Here's what I did notice. When I woke up, my 8 sleep showed that I had slept for 3 hours. And I was like, that's kind of weird. It's missing the first half of my sleep. And then I log on and it says AWS outage has kept people's smart beds from being able to recline or
That's
decline.
the best part about it.
The decline.
Because there is a version of this bed that has like a motor thing that
Yeah.
inclines and declines. And obviously it can heat or cool. And if it's not working, if AWS is out, the app doesn't work. And so people they're stuck in whatever temperature or incline setting that they had last had it on. And I'm glad that didn't happen to
So
me.
I have a funny story related to that. So you guys were all talking in Slack about how your 8 sleeps like didn't track that night. And I was like, well, I wonder if my 8 sleep's still down. So if you hit the side, if you like slap the side of the bed 4 times, someone appears in the mirror. Just kidding.
Well, AWS was down, so he couldn't.
Jeff Bezos appears in the mirror.
Palmer Lucky.
Your bed inclines or reclines into into reading mode, because I use the reading mode fairly frequently.
Gotcha.
To read, which is crazy. So I slapped it, and then nothing happened. I was like, oh, it must be down. So I like went online and it was like, everyone's like, oh, it's back up. And I was like, what's wrong? And then I realized it was unplugged. So you guys had server outages. I just didn't plug my
Local outage?
Power outage.
Local outage.
Skill issue.
Yeah, so I wanted to use this outage as a little game to talk about how did you guys first notice that the internet was down?
Was it Slack?
I think someone mentioned on Slack, and then I have a Discord server with a bunch of my friends, and they're all software engineers, and that chat just popped off because none of them had anything to do with it. So, and I was like, all right, you guys are
not on AWS.
Yeah.
There was a funny thing where it said that people that were in Slack huddles could not leave the huddle.
That's my worst nightmare. That's just like...
Andrew, your mic's on. Andrew, your mic's on. Andrew, you're
That's
still
it
on?
for me. Okay, see you guys next week. Wait.
You guys can just watch me work for the rest of the day.
Apparently a bunch of, what was it, AI stuff was on, or no. I don't know. I just kind of listened to the NPR story and I was like, wow, that is a lot of new stuff that is all on AWS.
Yeah.
AWS is like the backbone of a lot of these.
We lost Frame.
Oh, right.
Frame.
Mariah was trying to put
Yeah.
something on Frame, and Frame.io was just
crapping out.
it's clutching its pearls. I had no idea what to do.
I remember I woke up at 4 a.m. because I've been having insomnia. And just so you know, a little bit about my backstory.
Comment what David should do to help him sleep.
Plug in to eat sleep.
Have you tried reading?
Plug in the sleep, maybe. Yeah. So I try to go on Reddit because that's what I do when I can't sleep. Yeah, it's worse for me.
not gonna-
It's not good
I'm just
for me.
gonna let that one go.
I know. Anyway, it kept saying
Oh, no.
Yeah.
On the app? Sorry, I'll let you go.
so I don't even have the app.
Okay.
And I was on the browser and it kept saying rate limit reached.
Yes, yeah. I was
And I
trying
was
to
like-
respond to things and it was like, saying something like
Rate
that.
limit reached. And I was like, I thought that this was only a thing that happened if you had a third-party Reddit app, but I'm using the browser. So what's going on? And then I found out, Reddit's down.
I found out because in the app, the way their refresh loading symbol is, it's an orange circle with the Reddit snoo running and his feet are going really fast. Except since it wouldn't load, it just went down. It was just like, and would just do it for a minute straight of it just running and running and running.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, wow, what the hell? But I just assumed it's because Reddit sucks.
Yeah. Other things
So-
that went down are the McDonald's app, Fortnite, Canva, Snapchat.
That killed Ellis's whole weekend. McDonald's and Fortnite.
Eat fish fillets and do Canva. I don't know. Did you see the funniest one that went down?
What?
That I really hope I have the back end details of this right. I was trying to research it and there wasn't a lot of great reporting, but I'm pretty sure the Bored 8 Yacht Club images are hosted on AWS. So
that's too
everyone
bad.
who owned those NFTs could not view their little monkeys.
Oh, no.
Love
Love
it.
it.
Sad.
Wow. Anyway,
Yeah, Amazon said that the issue was related to the domain name system. They did not specify how or why. But if you want to learn more about the domain name system, we have a full 2-part miniseries called I Can and the 7 Keys in the Internet and the Secret History of the
We
Internet.
drove for 7 hours to make that and all slept in one hotel room.
That's true.
I just want to say, I feel like when obviously when AWS goes down, a whole section of the internet, all these people can all gather together and be like, wow, look at how frustrating this is. When YouTube goes down, I feel like it happens once every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And they used to have when it really went down, it would just be the monkeys are trying to fix things page or whatever, and that would go viral. But when YouTube goes down, I feel like all of society collectively goes, what do I do now?
Yeah.
At least for me, I don't use Netflix. I don't use a whole bunch of other stuff. So when I'm trying to watch a YouTube video, and the specific way that it went down was the homepage would load, thumbnails would load.
Yeah.
I would click the video, the page, the player, and all the related thumbnails would load, but the browser, the video would just never load.
Yeah.
And so I was in the zone of I want to watch this video.
just
and I
waiting.
couldn't watch
And you're like,
this
it's bad
video.
plain Wi-Fi.
It was why are the thumbnails and titles loaded?
terrible Wi-Fi. It was like being on United Flight. Anyway,
It was it's very funny because a week and a half ago, so my friend Mark was going to go on that Subway Takes thing. So I said, what's your take? And he said, I don't know if I could say this, but we have to take out the data centers to just restart society. And I was like, yeah, that's a good one. And then the next week, I was like, did Mark do something? Did he set this up? Now that the internet's back up, because you're watching this, I guess we have other things to worry about.
Hopefully, that's 2 days from now.
Was it me?
I thought it was
I went,
Marquez because
then
I
you
went
went.
last.
You just pulled AWS, right?
Yeah, but we're not going. We're going in a Marquez,
Oh.
David, Andrew order. We're clockwise.
Oh, we're
Oh,
clockwise.
clockwise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Not snaking. Got it.
It was more of just me offering it to both of you before me, and then now that's
I don't know anything about this.
yes. This is
does
my.
it say?
I think this is the coolest thing we're going to talk about today.
Oh, I love this. I got a
right.
story about this.
Do you want to take it? Or?
You'll have to explain.
It's up
let
to
me
you.
Just, let me just read what it says.
Okay.
Color
Yes.
e-ink
Yes.
flames.
Frame.
Frames.
You wrote flames.
I did not.
That's an R.
That's an R? You sure about that?
Vaguely.
What do you think that is?
Color e-ink flames.
Color
would be pretty
It would be pretty cool.
That'd be
Color
pretty flames.
e-ink frames. Can
Frames.
someone explain this to me?
Yeah.
Yes. I'll go.
You go.
I'll go and you join in.
I'll join in later.
Yeah, button. Okay, so Aura, which disclaimer has sponsored the podcast before, so take everything we say with a grain of salt. But they just released their new Color e-ink wireless photo frame. Previously, they've done the photo frames where you get an app, it plugs in and it can rotate images.
Color e-ink wireless photo frame.
Photo frame.
So it has a built-in battery,
Yes.
so it can die.
No, but it's
Yes.
ink.
Hold on.
It's static.
So it is.
But it's color.
It's color.
So?
The colors, dude. The colors.
It's still static state.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do the specs first. 13.3 inch panel. It is 11.5 by 14. So this is like a pretty good size frame.
pretty big.
Yeah. The battery life should be approximately 3 months on a full charge. Also, the charging port is on the outside of the frame with a 10-foot cable, so you can charge it without even taking it off the wall. I think that's cool.
That's cool.
Because it is using the new Spectra 6 display technology. And because of all of that, because of the less power draw, this is the first time they could go wireless because an LCD obviously takes so much more power.
Yeah.
They can't do it. Where now we're at e-ink, it's taking way less to be able to show these photos. In fact, it's so dim they actually needed to add a little tiny front light inside of the mat of the frame. But Allison Johnson from The Verge did an article on this, which everyone should go read if they're interested. But she said she didn't even notice it at first, and also that light will turn off once ambient light is off at night. I just got signed out of my Google Doc for some reason. Is AWS down? Sorry.
I have some questions about this.
I have some thoughts as well.
So I'll just preface this by saying I'm not a big
Don't you do this?
photo frame person yet. Maybe I will be soon, right? But
I'm printing
as someone
a
who doesn't
6
use
foot.
photo frames, is there any advantage to it not just being plugged in all the time? Like, why would you ever unplug it?
Because then you have a big wire.
You have a
coming
wire.
out.
If you want to hang it on the wall, or
Yeah, if you hang
something-
up a regular photo, you don't have to plug it in. It's art.
I guess I pictured a photo frame being on a desk, but you're like
No,
hanging it on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, my Aura frame, which I love, I have one of them. I have bought them as gifts before. If you are somebody with children and want to give a gift to the grandparents of those children,
100%.
it is like the easiest gift in the world.
Yeah.
But like mine's on my desk now because of the wire. The one I have like
Yeah.
at home is on a table because of the wire. I can hide the wire.
Yeah,
You just don't
okay.
want a wire hanging up your wall.
Yeah. Okay. And because I've seen a bunch of like the Google Home can be a photo frame in the same way. Like you set a Google Photos album to always be displayed on it.
Yeah.
And it's always next to the wall because it's plugged in. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how I picture photo frames. But okay, you can hang it. The other thing is, how good does this look? How good does colored e-ink look versus like a normal, even an OLED maybe, if it's like a super premium one?
So
that does drop power?
that is the question. I have been lusting over e-ink picture frames for many, many, many years. Every year I would go to CES and it would be like, we put Alexa in your fridge. And I'd be like, no. And then I'd go over to the e-ink section. I'd be like, yeah. And they used to show these prototypes of both things like this, which they actually had big prints like that. So the cool thing about this is because it's ink, right? It is actual ink. So it looks just like it's on actual paper and actual canvas. The big seller of the Samsung Frame TV is that they have a special like matte layer on it.
Oh, yeah.
They have the borders around it. They have the light box, the matte box. It makes it look fairly realistic. And I think the Frame TV Pro has like a matte option that can make it even more realistic looking. But if you want like real looking art that actually has depth and dimension and like texture, you got to use ink.
Interesting.
Right? So I've been lusting after a big thing where I can just like rotate my film work around forever. And so now this coming out is great. But didn't Allison say that the resolution didn't look amazing?
Allison, so she said there's a couple different things. some colors might look a little off. She said like blues looked really nice and pictures with good contrast looked better on it. Okay. And I think she said like some paler faces might have like a little bit of a green tint to them. But she said resolution wise, if you are right up there pixel peaking, you can definitely see all the different dots that it is creating. Okay. Yeah. But from far away or just like on the wall as you're walking by it, she said looks totally fine. The interesting thing about this, and one way it saves battery, is normal Aura frames, like when you have it, a lot of them are rotating every 5 or 10 minutes, depending what you set on. What this does is it, by default, only does one picture per day and actually changes the picture at night because of the way it needs to like flash change all of the different specific dots.
Modules.
Yeah. She said it takes about 30 seconds before it'll stop flickering a little bit because it's still
doing like the lowest power draw version of a switch.
Let me show you so like it'll just do it every day. So then every day you wake up and you just have a new photo on your wall, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
This is the Boox Palma 2.
Yeah.
Book. When you turn it on, it does this flash thing, and then you can reset the screen. It has to flash in and out. So when these are setting, it does the same thing where it flashes and then it slowly sort of like magnetically moves the modules like in front and in that area. I can see the color not being amazing because they probably only have
6 colors
because they use individual little like ink bead things. And if you only have 6 colors, obviously you're not going to be able to recreate like Rec 2020 or something like that with billions of color options.
But can't you recreate all the colors with 3 colors?
Well, that's
or 4 colors.
Yeah, but that's dependent on luminance.
I'm not talking about CMYK, son.
Yeah, but you still need like different levels of like luminance and saturation and that kind of stuff. Where these are just finite colors. They can't change. They can't change luminance. They can't change saturation.
Right. It's not like actual ink where you can make more or less ink. It's either there's cyan on, cyan off, magenta on, magenta
exactly.
on.
And the different mixes when you're standing far enough away look like vaguely like other colors. But you need different luminances and saturation values to actually do that well, which is probably why people's skin tones have a little more green in them because our skin tones actually do have green in them. We don't really see that as much because there's other colors mixed in.
Can I be the grumpy boomer here?
If you want.
Sure.
When you want to get roasted by the e-ink community.
Yeah.
Why would I want this in my frame on the wall? Like I get it.
Why not?
I get it because it's something else that I have to charge. That's
every
so
3
annoying.
months. Okay.
Yeah, but okay. Sorry.
I charge.
No, I was just gonna say I have I was gonna say
That's
my
so
doorbell.
annoying.
I thought the doorbell was gonna be so annoying. Why would you ever want to charge it? It's so easy.
I'm not saying it's hard. I'm just saying it's another thing that takes up mental space that I have to think about. Like my Garmin watch lasts a month, but when I have to charge it, it's still like, here we go.
If it sends me a notification that like frame is low, charge it in the next like 3 days, chances are, especially if you don't even need to unplug it, if there's an outlet within 10 feet, just when you go to bed, plug the outlet in and toss it in and then take it out in the morning.
Can you not just like set one photo and if you don't rotate it every day, it has unlimited battery life?
It's not going to last forever. It'll eventually die.
Probably not. It still has the light,
but it's
though,
still
that
static
needs
state.
to...
It has a light power draws, and it's probably internet connected to just stay available.
Yeah, okay.
Like to me, the draw of this thing is something like the one that you have on your desk because that is perfect. You plug it in, you forget about it, and you ignore it forever. Even though it's every 3 months.
Unless AWS goes down.
Unless AWS.
I wouldn't be surprised if mine went off after the...
that's
or didn't rotate. Sorry.
Still needing to think about this is too annoying. That's my take. This is like...
Yeah, I would just...
This is an awesome step.
My blinds I have to charge like every 3 months. It's really not that bad.
I would just leave it plugged in the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
I would never unplug it.
I would just never unplug this.
Now you just get the option to be, if you're someone who's not a grumpy old boomer like Adam, then you get to hang it on your wall without a wire.
I would leave it plugged in forever, and then when I have company over, I would unplug it, and it would look super cool.
That's fair. That's totally
And then
fair.
as soon as they left, I'd plug it back in.
I do think we unfortunately have to move on from smart picture frames. I love this topic.
I didn't realize how long we would talk about this.
I love this topic, but we are more boomer than probably our audience is. So
this is my favorite thing of the week.
It's great.
This is what tech is all about.
That's
man.
right.
Yeah.
This is a gadget that I don't don't feel bad in buying and
can't wait till the next one has an LLM
Yeah.
bot on it.
The next one is like new TikTok integrated gun ships.
That's the thumbnail.
3000.
Ooh, I think it's
Yeah,
Davis.
that's right.
Yeah.
That is real. Okay.
We'll do this one and then another ad break.
Not too different from that. Vision Pro strap plus M5.
Hey, okay, I can do this one. Huge update this week. in Apple land, you can watch my Twitter video or the first 30 seconds of the video I made about this to understand where M5 dropped, because it didn't drop everywhere. You might expect everything with M4 got M5. No. Only iPad Pro, which had M4, now has M5. And M4 MacBook Pro has M5. And Vision Pro, which had M2, is now M5. The other two devices kind of just got that spec bump, and that was it. The Vision Pro got a little bit more than just the new chip. It's been a little longer, almost 2 years actually, since the original Vision Pro dropped. It had M2. And so what you get is the spec bump, which enables, a slightly larger area of foveated rendering, 10% more rendered pixels, a slightly longer battery life, 3 hours of video playback instead of 2.
Isn't it 2.5 instead of 2?
I think it's 3 instead of 2.5.
Oh.
Correct. It might be somewhere in there. Okay. It's not a dramatic difference.
Yeah.
And I think things like ray tracing and general fidelity being slightly higher. Great. M5 enables that. But the actually more important thing was just the new strap, new $99 dual band strap, which you can also buy for your original Vision Pro. But it is counterweighted. It has tungsten weights in the back. And so you put it on and it actually has a little bit more weight on the back of your head and on the top. So it takes the weight off of the bridge of your nose and it just holds it in a more comfortable way.
Significantly better.
It's more comfortable than any of the other bands they've had, and it's better looking than the other dual strap band they had. So that's the Vision Pro update. That's kind of it. I mean, most of the updates with Vision Pro that are significant are the software. Vision OS 26 has like the new personas, which are higher resolution and better looking and more realistic, and all the pinnable widgets all over the place and all the other stuff. And Apple Intelligence finally starting to show up with writing tools.
Yeah.
I think there's one, if you were doing what Ellis is doing and using the Mac mirroring, there's one new big ultra-wide monitor. So there's like standard, wide, and ultra wide.
Yeah.
The ultra wide looks crazy.
Why can't they just give us 2?
I don't know. I think that might be a power limitation. I mean, it's still a lot of pixels.
Yeah.
But it looks really good. I was
put a little
messing
cut
with
in
it.
the center.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the same
cut
exact thing. Just cut it in half.
Yeah, the fact that they did not drop M5, I don't even, I get that why they didn't drop M5 Pro and M5 Max yet, but a friend of mine hit me up, he just got a new job, and he was like, oh, my job is giving me a quota to buy a new laptop. What should I get? I was thinking of getting an M5, but I kind of wanted a MacBook Air. And I was like, yeah, why didn't they put this in the MacBook Air?
Yeah, there's still a bunch of places that have M4, like MacBook Air, Mac Mini, and iMac, and iPad Air, that have base chips that they didn't do M5 in.
Yet.
They presumably will. I just don't know why they were unable to do the whole refresh across the board.
And not only was it only the base MacBook Pro, but it was the only 14-inch.
Well, because the 14-inch is the only one that you could get the base chip in. The 16 inches only ship with Pro or Max chips.
Okay.
So if you want a base chip MacBook Pro, you had to get a 14-inch, and now you can get an M5 instead of M4.
It's just weird that they didn't put it in the Air. Unless they're planning like a big hardware update for the Air, which I doubt they're doing because they just did that.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a world where like people were not yet going to buy an iMac because they were waiting for the M5 iMac, and now the M5 chip is out, and there's still no M5 iMac. Now what? Do you just get the M4 now?
And aren't we still on like M2 Ultra for the Ultra chip?
Oh, the Ultra chips, M3 Ultra is the biggest one.
M3
and
Ultra.
that's in the Mac Studio. My Mac Pro is on M2 Ultra.
Yeah.
So now that we have M5 out, I'm like,
all right. Yeah. I did want to know, everyone was memeing the fact that this is heavier online because of the counterweights. I'm just trying to find the exact extra weight, but it's like 150 grams more, which is, it seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but the fact that it is in the back headband on the new strap actually makes it better weighted on your face, and when you're wearing it for longer, it doesn't put nearly as much pressure on the bridge of your nose. So yes, I agree. It is very funny that it was way too heavy and now it's even heavier, but in a good way.
yeah.
So just to clear that up for people.
So you know how earlier in this episode you were saying like, I don't know if Samsung really wants to commit that much of a team to like fighting the Vision Pro, because it seems like they've realized it's not doing that well.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Like, we had so many thoughts and initial impressions when the Vision Pro came out as a new form factor. It was all this interesting stuff and this crazy expensive bleeding edge device. And so the second generation theoretically should tell us the most about what they learned, the direction they're going, and like what this thing is really about to become.
Yeah.
And we get this refresh, And your eyes were getting hot in the first one, still gets hot. All of the vents are in the same places. The chip still gets hot. It still has the R1, still has the M chip. It's still heavy. They didn't shave a single gram of aluminum out of there. It still has the glass. It still has the same eyesight on the front. They didn't make any like directional change with Vision Pro. They just showed up and went, okay, the strap's done. Anything else we want to do with the Vision Pro itself?
Nah.
New chip? Toss that in there.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, should render a few more pixels, ship it. Like, I didn't see any commitment to a direction, if that makes sense. So I got the same feeling that Apple was like, oh, this isn't really doing anything. And plus all those articles we've seen about, you know, maybe them doing a Vision Air and then realizing that's not the direction they want to go either and shifting to glasses.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. I have no way to prove that, but I've seen the reporting, and it just feels like this Vision Pro is like the last update we'll see for a while.
Yeah, part of it to me feels like they just needed to make more M5 chips to get the per unit cost down.
Toss it in the Mac Mini or the MacBook Air, the most popular laptop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's strange. It is very strange.
The video's out. If you want to watch it, it is a whole bunch of my musings about smartwatch, smart displays, smart headset, smart.
You're doing great.
Smart
sweetie.
face,
Smart
masks.
face computers, glasses,
Sick.
glass,
Let's
etc.
Speaking of trivia,
We were.
Did you guys know that there's a Star Trek villain named M5?
Really?
Yeah, and it's a computer. Pretty
didn't
good
know that.
episode. Season 2, episode 24.
nice.
You should watch it.
Of Next Generation.
I had to Google the episode. I did not know the episode. Off
Star
the-
Trek is one of the few shows I have watched.
Shut up.
How much of
Which
it?
one?
All of it?
Which one?
Next
I don't know.
Generation.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I didn't watch it in any order. I just like sat down.
Any
as a-
order?
There's like 10 different Star Trek shows.
Oh,
There's like
whatever was actually playing reruns on TV a decade ago. That's what I've watched.
probably Next Generation. Marquez has only
Was
watched
the guy bald or
Lower
was
Decks.
did he have hair?
There was a Spock in there.
So it sounds like you watched original Trek.
That's
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Classic.
Star Trek.
That's my favorite.
That's
I watched-
Digimon.
That's digital.
Bulbasaur?
After the break, we will be talking about space. Specifically Starlink.
Frontier.
The final frontier. Specifically Starlink. So here's the question. In which layer of the atmosphere do Starlink satellites satellite?
I know this.
I have a guess.
I will
Also-
accept two answers.
Oh.
The
Two
actual layer and the general phrase.
The upper atmosphere.
Not that.
I only know so many layer names.
fifth floor.
So I have to go with one of the ones that I remember.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, we will think about that. Answers will be at the end, like usual. We'll be right back.
Morning, Zoe.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Impressive. Let me try. At T-Mobile, you can save up to 20% versus the other big guys.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
Check the math to see how much you could save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch.
All right, welcome back. We have two headlines left in this hat.
Do you remember whose turn it was?
I think David went last with Vision Pro, right?
I went last with Vision Pro.
Okay, yes. So then it's
so
my turn.
you go. Yeah. Take the second to last headline. What happened this week?
Oh, this is This is a very long thing. So I wrote 15 Pixel superfans get to beta test new phones.
Oh, yeah.
15% of my diet.
15% of my beta fans get to test Pixel ones. Yeah, do you know about this?
I do not.
Okay.
Saw this headline.
All right. So Google is letting 15 Pixel superfans beta test new Pixel devices while still in development. At first, this was a rumor that popped up, but then there was confirmation that it was actually happening. So effectively, what this is that a bunch of people got to apply. If you were a super fan, which is basically Google's way of saying you're loyal, you will not stray from your
100%
loyalty. You're 100% loyal to Apple.
Kiss the ring.
Kiss the ring. Yeah. If you're in the Superfans program, you could apply to be one of these people that get to test phones
But
early.
you also have to apply to that program,
Yeah.
which I tried to do when this article came out. And one of the checkboxes is, are you a member of the press, aka blogs or podcasts? And I was like, damn it.
Got me.
Oh, they don't let you do that if you're part of the press?
I mean, I don't know if that's a pro or a con, but the fact that I need to say that I'm a part of tech
That's definitely
media
one of those Google
means-
Docs where as soon as you check that box, they just go, all right, never
bye.
mind.
Yeah. Basically, you could apply for this, and then if you were selected, you would have to sign an NDA not to talk about the device. You have to agree to put the phones in these protective cases to hide their designs. And submissions are going to be based on depth of knowledge and passion for Google devices and software.
Okay. Can I ask something?
Yeah.
What is the point of this?
Wait, can I counter it?
Loyalty.
Yeah.
I see the point of it.
What's the point?
Assuming the NDA is you also can't really talk about it afterwards, then this is just making sure it is people who really do like Pixels and probably go through the settings, getting to test software and potentially find bugs before it comes out. They're not reporting on it, so we don't have to worry about, they're not allowed to talk about it. We don't have to worry about biasness in a report from them, but they just, this is the kind of the
outsourcing their QA testing.
Yeah, the point is they're getting
15's not enough, I would say.
Free QA
a free
testing.
15 enthusiasts to help bug test.
Essentially. I mean, how many times do things come out where like this thing works perfectly and then we peel the screen protector off the first fold and it's like maybe if you threw that to one normal person, not
Fair.
like they would have seen that.
Because I guess I hear that there's an NDA and they can't talk about it. So I'm like, okay, this isn't press. And then what was the other thing?
They have to be in a protective case that includes the design.
So they can't promote it. And even if they did, they're already a Pixel Superfan, so they were going to anyway. So that wouldn't have been unique. And also, is the Pixel Superfan really going to critique anything? So really, it's just bug testing.
That's the question, I guess. Yeah, are you going to be like, this is perfect, I don't want to say anything bad? Or because you're in a private thing, you're probably going to want to
be productive.
You're going to want to prove that you were worth being part of this thing. I'm assuming if you applied to be a super fan, you probably will go pretty deep into it. So yeah, this is like intern labor.
Damn.
Yeah. It will be funny when one of these leaks.
Oh yeah,
100% going to happen.
I know that,
Pixels never leak.
Don't be silly.
It's only 15 people, so the chances are lower, but I am also basically guaranteeing that one of these people will really want the 15 minutes of fame.
I want to know if they can talk
really
about
funny.
it after the
They probably
the
can.
levels.
They
up.
probably can, because then they would be able to say, I got to have a say in the design and the development
here's my
of this
experience
Pixel.
being a super fan.
Yeah.
But then can you not apply next time because now you're part of the press?
Yeah, you're an influencer.
Checkmate, super fan.
Checkmate, super fans.
Andrew, I agree with you. I think this is good.
I think it's.
I mean, on one hand, I understand Google wants to know what their core audience likes and doesn't like about the software, about the hardware.
So you hired
it makes
Dieter.
sense. They already did that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I feel like they would probably use this as an opportunity to test completely different devices, not just software.
Yeah. Well, they said, so it's going to be the new phones,
Yeah.
the new hardware.
Yeah, but I mean like crazy different designs and see like which one speaks to the core Pixel user more. Like
see.
this one with the square camera bump, or this one sticking with the visor, or what if we put the camera over here? Like,
yeah.
But if they have to use it in a protective disguising case, they can't really evaluate that.
Well, at least when they're out in public.
then you
yeah.
just take it off.
Interesting.
Yeah, Google's design chief Ivy Ross had said that the company is looking to mix up the design of the Pixel every 2 to 3 years. So considering the Pixel 9 and Pixel 10 are the same phone, we will probably be seeing something relatively new next year, possibly, maybe.
Yeah. As soon as one of these comes out.
Do you guys?
As soon as it leaks.
It's going to leak.
I think this is really good. Do you guys know the computer guy joke? A QA engineer walks into a bar. Have you heard this?
I don't know about that.
told me this one.
Yeah, a computer science engineer, computer guy walks into a bar and orders a beer, and then they order 6 beers, and then they order -1 beers, and then they order 10 million beers, and then they order null beers, and then a normal person walks into a bar and asks where the bathroom is, and the bar explodes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I think it's good that they're giving it to random people who are just super fans.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I didn't get that joke at all.
It's because you can test all the different things of something, but you can never predict what random thing an actual user is going to do that will just break your product. Like ordering
Yeah.
null beers
Bing.
is fine.
Well, that's I think 15 is like.
I think
cool,
that
this
joke
makes
is
sense,
hilarious.
but
I was kind of bummed that didn't get a huge
No, it was
laugh.
good.
maybe the
That's
audience
good.
is laughing.
I think I might have heard it before, but that is very.
If you
that
thought
very
it was
much
funny,
applies.
type ha 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 in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the timestamp. Ellis's joke really got me.
If you think this is funny, email podcast@mkbhd.com. Ha 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 ha.
CC Adam. Okay.
All right. Well, we got one
Here's
more
the last
headline.
one.
Uno mas.
Uno mas.
Whose was it?
You just went. Oh wait, no, it's my turn. Because it was Vision. You got Vision Pro, then you went, so now it's my turn. All right.
Take your headline. Oh,
I got one. What's my fortune say? It's really long.
this is a big one.
It says that SpaceX launched 10,000
Oh.
Starlink satellite.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to take a moment of reflection. So you just said the headline. They have launched their 10,000 Starlink into a certain part of the atmosphere.
Stop looking it up.
No, I wrote it into the script.
Oh.
I deleted it now.
No.
So only 9 know about it.
Can I command
I
Z?
may have seen it.
Anyway,
I
so
have backup trivia questions if we need.
of all of those 10,000, only about 8,608 are operational, according to Jonathan McDowell, who was the guy that we interviewed for our new space race episode.
The goats.
Plug
What
number
happened?
2 of this podcast.
What happened to the other 1,300 of them?
I think that they stopped working and burned up in the atmosphere.
They fall out of the atmosphere after 5 years.
They burn down.
They
go-
only have a 5-year lifespan.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Or
they've
5 to 7
launched.
years.
They've launched 10,000, but only 8,600 are
Yeah.
still in orbit.
I believe
Yeah.
currently 2 fall out of the sky every day, and by the time they reach their 12,000, we'll be losing in between 5 and 7 per day.
As a fun little statistic, if you guys remember, when we did that new space race episode 4 years ago, there were a total of 12,020 satellites that had ever been launched into space. Only 7,550 were still in space, and only 4,600 were still functioning. And now there are 8,608 operational just Starlinks.
Just Starlinks.
Yeah.
Just
And this is why we talked about Kessler syndrome, which is
what?
one of the ends of the world, where not the end of the world, but it's
Yeah.
where basically things in orbit are falling at 17,000 miles an hour. When they hit each other, they explode. Then you've got shrapnel falling at 17,000 miles an hour. And so when shrapnel, which you can't track very well, hits other things, it also explodes. Because everything going at 17,000 miles an hour just explodes. So
I don't think that's true, but okay.
I don't know, man. When it hits other stuff,
When it hits stuff?
When
That's
it
a big
hits stuff?
qualifier.
I mean, I
Yeah.
explode going 17,000 miles an hour.
So I've been flying a lot of United flights over the past couple of years,
You're talking about the Starlink?
and not one of them has had Starlink Wi-Fi.
Dude, I know. I saw someone post that they were getting like a gigabit down on a United flight, and I was like, I've not seen any of them that have actually deployed.
I've only
this.
seen it on Twitter. It's like Elon and United's Twitter, like sharing speed tests and like, look
Hold
at
on.
these live streams
So
from
fast,
United
right, guys?
website. And I'm like, oh, wow. Seems like we
Yeah.
should get it any second now. I've flown so many times. None of them have had it, but hopefully soon.
if flights get gigabit, you're just gonna need to like upload a video last minute and just book a flight.
Book a flight.
Just go hop on.
We've got a really
It's
big
better
file to
than
upload. Time to book a flight.
The title writes itself.
Anyway, I'm hoping that happens soon, but yeah, Starlink. There's a lot
I'm
of those
hoping
things.
lots of things don't fly at 17,000 miles an hour and explode in space.
I don't know enough about like when they fall out of the sky. They surely burn up before hitting the ground, obviously, but maybe they hit other satellites on the way. I don't know.
Well,
that
there's,
would be
there's
Kessler
low Earth
syndrome.
orbit, and then there's geostationary orbit. So they're like different.
So when they
levels.
fall out of the sky, they are no longer in geostationary orbit.
they're in low Earth orbit. The Starlinks are all in low Earth orbit.
So when they fall out of the sky,
Yeah,
they burn up
they
before
burn
hitting
up.
the ground.
they're supposed to. Yes.
And they're supposed to not hit other Starlinks that are also in low Earth orbit.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
3D space is big.
It's pretty big.
So the odds of actually hitting one
It's
are
pretty low.
Well,
It's
that's
low,
what
but it's not
Kessler
zero.
syndrome is. It's the chain reaction of the one
Right.
hitting another, which hits another, which hits another.
Yeah, this is one of the
Destroys
movies I
everything.
watched.
Gravity?
Gravity.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie was just like Uncut Gems. I was so anxious
Just
the whole
anxious,
time.
yeah.
There,
Actually,
there's
yeah.
another thing that's going on with these Starlink reentries, which is that the like aluminum, as it reenters the atmosphere and burns up, gets incinerated and turns into aluminum oxide, which is really, really bad for the ozone layer.
It is, yeah. I guess I don't. There's so many different scales of polluters that I'm like, all the cars that will be driven today versus the 2 satellites that fall out of the air.
What? It's your fault for not throwing that Coca-Cola can in the recycling.
Yeah, that's also a factor. But I guess, yeah.
Okay, but scale that up to all these companies launching their own satellites and then having this like ungoverned space race.
I feel like that was the whole point of when we first brought it up. It's not just like this one certain thing is doing it. It's just that like
there's no law.
Where does it stop? Where do we make a regulation on it? And when every trillion-dollar company or multi-billion-dollar company could just launch stuff.
Yeah, Amazon's doing it with its Kuiper, or however Kuiper.
I was more
Cayenne
worried
pepper.
about the Starry Night, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Getting ruined.
Yeah, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
By Van Gogh. Yeah,
They stole it, right?
They stole it from the Louvre.
No, they didn't. It's not in the Louvre. It's in the it's in the MoMA.
That was a bad joke.
I've seen it
That's a
many
fake one.
times.
All right, trivia.
They stole my dignity from the Louvre in 7 minutes.
It was there.
All they needed was a ladder truck. Steal your dignity.
That's all you need.
Let's do trivia.
7 minutes. That's all I need.
This first one I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going to write it now.
All right, Spider-Man.
I don't.
Marquez's phone.
What was the question?
Venom.
Oh, yeah.
What is he?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I thought this question.
You know I don't watch movies.
I thought this question would be more fun than it turned out to be. I mean,
I thought it was a good question.
thanks. See,
I hope you guys get one. Like for all the movies you guys watch, I hope you get a point.
yeah, there's 2 possible answers here.
Yeah.
I put 2 answers.
All right.
I wrote I don't know, which is correct.
Correct.
True.
I wrote the Venomites.
All right. I wrote Korg because it just sounds like an alien monster race. And then I also wrote Meteor Juice. Because didn't it come from a meteor?
I kind of love that.
The alien?
Can I give you
Yeah.
a point? The colloquial name is symbiote or symbiotes plural.
Oh, yeah.
And according to Wikipedia,
I've heard
I did
that.
not know this. It is also known as the Clintar. The Clintar.
It was kind of close to Klingon.
Everything
is
is Star Trek.
Star Trek again.
Star Trek. It's actually Dune.
Every time someone leaves me,
It's not
I
Dune.
cling on.
Perfect.
Like an alien. Anyway,
All right, Adam.
none of us got that one. Next one.
All right.
We have a chance with this one.
Quick update on the score after that. Marquez with 7, Andrew with 9, David with 5.
Honestly, not that bad.
Not bad. All right.
2 under.
Question number 2. In which layer of the atmosphere do Starlink satellites reside?
Did we not say this out
We
loud?
did,
like
so
I
now
gave
I
it
will
away.
not. I will no longer accept one of the 2 answers. Because there's 2 answers. Now I'm gonna need the specific name.
No.
To be clear, we are no longer accepting low Earth orbit.
Thank you.
Get
You made it harder for yourself.
There's a line which I know isn't it, but I can't think of anything other than
Yeah,
Mason
that's
Dixon
better.
line.
You should write that. Just give it a shot.
I wrote the de minimis line.
No, why?
I don't know. It just.
Are you thinking
Okay.
about tariffs?
Oh, yes, I was.
Also,
I was.
what is that handwriting?
It's cursive, bro.
That's him
I ran
hearing
out of
me
time.
say.
That's
You
not
wrote
cursive.
de minimis.
Because I ran out of time.
Andrew, what did you say? Blank?
It's
That's
blank.
all I said.
Okay. Marquez?
I took a stab. I said the ionosphere.
No, but
It's not.
good try. It's
Dang.
the thermosphere.
The thermosphere.
Thermosphere.
I gotta
The
have
Celsiusphere.
Thermos.
Yeah, well,
This is right.
No, he's not.
The thermosphere is part of the ionosphere.
it. Bang.
but is that where they reside?
Ionosphere is like most of it.
Could I have written the sky?
I think I'm right.
Mesosphere.
I'm gonna give
The mesosphere.
All right,
I think
we'll
I'm
give
right.
it to you.
I'm
We'll
not
give it to you.
wrong.
You're not wrong. That's true. You're not wrong.
I'm taking that point.
Marquez Brownlee, congratulations on your 8th point.
All right.
Congratulations.
But also
Steve.
comment section, feel free to tell me why I'm right or wrong. But I'm taking the point though. Either way, that's been Headlines in a Hat for your final episode of
No.
Techtober. It's
Technically,
not.
no,
It's not. Halloween,
Because next
baby.
week's
Oh my God, you're right. Next week is still Techtober. Okay, for your second to last week of Techtober,
It don't end, baby.
headlines will continue. Hats may or may not continue, but we have much more to talk about.
Probably on
Stay
Andrew's
tuned.
head, but-
Get subscribed
Go
if you
Devils.
haven't already. Go Devils. Who else is in the playoffs right now?
What? It's the sixth game of the
Who else
season.
is playing baseball right now? Go Dodgers.
LGD.
Dodgers and
Jays.
Go Blue Jays.
Go Blue.
Go Sixers.
Go Blue. And go Sixers.
Lakers.
And go Birds.
Knicks
and go
opening night tonight.
Knicks.
Go Birds.
And go Nets. And go, and that's all we have to say.
Never
Thanks for
go
watching.
Nets.
Wait,
Never
David
go
needs to
Nets.
pick a sports team. What's your favorite Dota team?
Team Liquid.
Team Liquid.
All right. You heard it here first. Go Team Liquid. See you guys next week. Peace.
Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Orphan. We're partnered with Vox Media Podcast Network, and our intro outro music was created by Vane Still.
Bingo.
I don't know why I felt like a robot reading that one today.